there's one thing I've come to realize that every woman entrepreneur needs to grow her business and reach her potential. Every woman business owner needs a supportive group of other women business owners. There's 3 reasons for this. The first one is there's just so much to figure out. I don't know where you are, and whether you're just starting out or if you're in a real growth phase or if you've plateaued, you don't know where to go next. There's also always something new, something that you need to figure out. And I know there are trainings out there on everything from sales to marketing to how to speak to everything else. I've taken them all and more. But I'm talking about the help you need when something comes out of left field. A curveball, one-off question that you need answers to right away. And for me, I turn to the greatest resource I have, these groups of successful women business owners, because I know there'll be somebody who knows the answer, or they'll know where to send me to get the answer. And they'll often suggest resources before I even realize I need them. And then when I do need them, there they are at my fingertips. So this allows me to really fast forward. And I've seen it for other women, that they can just skip a lot of growing pains and go quickly to that bigger level. Second, being surrounded by a group of successful women business owners is going to change your mindset. It's going to stretch you, have you thinking in new ways. As you see these other women step up and grow, they're going to show you what's possible for you. So you'll start believing that you're capable of going bigger, doing more. Finally, you need a group like this to support you in the good times and the bad. Wherever you are on the spectrum, whether you're a solo or you have a big team already established, that old saying is true. It is lonely at the top. Even if you have those employees, you can't really talk to them about your struggles, your doubts, your fears. You're in charge. They need to know that you've got this. You want them bringing their best to what they're doing, not taking their time and energy to worry about you or worry if they're even going to have a paycheck next week. And you really can't bring your worries to your family and friends. Yes, they love you. They want what's best for you. Most of the time. I mean, I know that there are some times where they don't. But even if you have the most loving, supportive family and friends, you can't really count on them because they don't understand what you need unless they're entrepreneurs themselves. Tell them about the worry that kept you awake last night, and you're likely to hear, "Why don't you just get a job? It's so much easier." Now, I don't think they're trying to undercut you. Maybe sometimes they are, but I think really what's going on is they don't want you to suffer. And since they don't know how to help, they're trying to give you what they do know. And of course, you really can't share your big money successes with them either. They hear those big numbers and maybe it doesn't fit with their worldview of how things are supposed to be. They might actually be jealous, or they might be afraid that you're about to leave them behind. And they want to hold on to you, keep you the way they know you are. You need a group of women who understand the stuff that you're going through, can help you pick yourself up when you've fallen down and your latest launch fell flat, that they can really listen to you as you talk to them about how you don't know how you're going to pay your team next month, or whatever it is. Those women also really know how to celebrate with you when you've come up with that brilliant idea for your next program, or you've just had your biggest month ever. They get it. They want you to succeed. They are so happy for you. And I found you can't get this in the typical networking group. Certainly not a mixed group. I found that when men are part of the group, it's a very different dynamic. But even if you find a networking group of women, if it's the typical kind, really you're meant to show how successful you are so that everyone else in the group can feel confident sending you referrals. If you lean on them for support, you undercut your message that, yes, I'm really good at what I do and you can trust me. Trust me with the people you care about. So I do know that there are groups out there where you can get these 3 essential benefits, the secret success ingredient. I belong to 3 of them myself because I value it that is that important to me. I have also discovered that my MVP clubs play that role for my clients. Now, this is not what I intended when I initially set them up. I wanted to create a place for my clients to really focus on those 3 big areas where women leaders often hold themselves back subconsciously in their mindset, believing that they're capable of and deserving of bigger success. Visibility, being comfortable and confident stepping out on a bigger stage, whether that's in person, in videos, with their written words. And profitability, all things money, making and keeping more of it in their business. That's the MVP of MVP Club. I also knew that by tapping together in these groups, everyone would get to do something cool called borrowing benefits. This is where you're tapping along with somebody else who's on the hot seat working with me, and you are releasing something in your own subconscious that could be totally unrelated to what they're working on. And finally, I knew that they were going to uncover and release blocks they didn't know they had when they start to recognize themselves in somebody else's tapping. So they release related issues. So that's what I expected to have happen, and it has. In fact, it's happened much bigger than I expected. But what has also happened every single time I've had a group is that the women in the group become incredibly supportive of each other. They become tight. They become friends. And there is so much power in this. Everyone feels accepted and knows that they're not the only ones struggling with these things. There are some tough issues that we need to go through to release to be able to move forward and grow. And everyone has them. They see that. And then when they're in the hot seat and they've gone through something big, there's always somebody who says, oh, yeah, I went through that 3 years ago. Or, yeah, I have that block too. I'm so glad you brought it up because I'm working to release it. Or, I didn't know I had that, but oh, I'm so glad you brought that to your hot seat because now I know I can release it. There is power in that support. And, of course, everyone gets encouragement to do so much more than they ever thought they could. We celebrate every win at the beginning of each session. That's my favorite part of the MVP Club. We celebrate all the wins, and that leads to big growth. I just wrapped up my most recent MVP Club last week, but that group's not done. Every one of those women had such big wins that they have chosen to re-up. And so they get to keep going, releasing more of those blocks, more of what's holding them back, and celebrating with their friends. So, if you're a woman entrepreneur and you haven't found a group like this yet, please go find one. Find one that's going to share those resources you need. A group that's going to give you that emotional support and encouragement, show you what's possible, and cheer you on as you grow. Whether that's the MVP Club or another group of positive, supportive women leaders, you deserve that. And if the MVP Club is calling to you, well, I'm starting a new one. Just reach out. We'll set up a time to talk about what's going on with you, what's been holding you back, and see if there's a fit with the MVP Club. I look forward to hearing from you.